Welcome to my channel again. So today I'm gonna make for you some chapatis. So I'm gonna show you some of my ingredients. Here we have lukewarm water, we have a pan, we have flour, wheat flour I mean. So the water has to be lukewarm. We have a bowl to mix the water. These are two different meals. The pack is different, but it's actually the same thing. We have melted margarine, we have cooking oil, we have salt, we have two pans because I like to do it first. We have a rolling pin and a brush. So stay connected and come with me. Let's start our journey. So I'm gonna put the salt inside the water because I think that it's easy to taste than when I put it on the flour. Yeah. So I mix in the water, then I'll be testing the water until it tastes okay. I mean, the salt is enough. So I ended up putting 2 teaspoons of salt mixed, and that was okay. I tested it and it worked. So I put the flour in a bowl, and because I wanted to make 2 kgs of flour, 2.5 or 2.25, then I realized that my bowl is getting small. So I put the 1 kg inside and I realized it's not gonna be enough. So I had to transfer it to a bigger pot. Next time I'm gonna buy a big bowl. So I put my flour inside, and the lukewarm water with salt is what's gonna come next. So I'll add water step by step until I realize that the texture is okay. So you just have to feel it. There's that feeling. It doesn't have to be hard, or it doesn't have to be too soft. It must not stick to your hands. Yeah. So my flour is ready, and I'm gonna mix slowly, step by step. I'm gonna mix the flour. So you mix it until you feel that it's right. So mix with me step by step. You have to just try and do slowly, and you must make sure that your water is really lukewarm and not hot. Then when you realize the water is enough, you start mixing the dough. I mix with the hand because I can feel it. That's what I grew up doing. I don't know about using electric mixers and for me, I do it with the hand traditionally. The Kenyan way, this is how I learned, this is what I'm used to, and this is what I'm doing now as an adult because it gives me the real feeling of making chapatis. So I'll continue adding flour if the water was too much, but I'll do step by step so that I don't mess it up. So I'm going to add flour step by step. I will mix the dough if the water is enough and the flour is enough, but you can still see that this the dough is sticking on my hand. So yes, to cut story short, I will add the margarine because the margarine gives it a soft feel. Yeah. And this is what is going to make your chapati soft, putting the margarine in, the melted margarine. If you don't have melted margarine, you can always use a butter. You melt your butter, you put water, hot water, and then butter, and then melt it in a bowl or a cup. Then you will feel that it's ready. You have to see that it's soft, a little bit kind of bouncy. You touch it and your finger goes in but it doesn't stick. Then we have to cover our dough for about 30 minutes. Put it on the side, not in the fridge, just on the side for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes are done. The dough is ready. You can see it's soft. It's ready to be used. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do right now. I'm going to use 2 pans to make my work easier. So, but before then, I'm just gonna divide the dough into like 4 or 3, and then from each one I'm gonna make a couple of chapatis from it. So then we're gonna roll and fold. So this is the most interesting part of making chapati. And to me, mixing the dough and also rolling it and folding it for it to be able to give you a real good chapati that has layers, that is the whole point. So I'm gonna just make a big one, a real big one, that I'm gonna make maybe 7. I'm gonna get 7 or 6 out of it. So we're rolling and spreading it. Yeah, see, I check on the sides to make sure that it's not too thick. Once it's thin but not extremely thin, then I start dividing it. But I'll have to put the margarine, the melted margarine, on top so that I can fold it with it, and then it makes it even softer. Some people use cooking oil, but I prefer the margarine because I've used all of it. I started making chapatis when I was 13, and that's when my mom taught me, and I've tried it all. Trust me, and you won't fail with this one. I use a spoon. Yeah, a lot of people may be wondering, why am I using spoon? Because I don't want to destroy my bar, my kitchen bar. So I use a spoon because the last time I used the knife, it went through, and that doesn't look good. And I make chapatis more often because my kids love it, my friends love it. So I try to make it as often as possible. So then I start folding them. Then once I'm done cutting, I'll be folding them into some round. I'll show you in a bit how we fold. So these are the folded chapatis, and then yeah, so you can imagine from 2.5 or 2.25 kgs of flour, I managed to make 29 chapatis. So these are my pans, they're ready. I use anti-stick, the non-stick ones, because yeah, and then I use a brush instead of a spoon to put oil. There is my oil in a cup, because if I use a spoon, I end up using so much oil, and then the chapati is very oily and not really nice. So I'm gonna start making the chapatis. Please stay tuned. Hey, and kindly guys, I cannot grow if you don't help me grow. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm very new here. I love cooking. Cooking is my passion, and I decided, why not share with the world? I'm an African living in Europe, and yeah, I would love to continue doing this and sharing with you the best meals, the best East African meals, the best West African meals. I've learned a lot of West African meals too. Please stay with me and kindly subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel so that I can get better and I can grow. So I'm now rolling the chapatis one by one. They might not be very round or as round as they're expected to be, but I've done my best. And you can already see that, yeah, you see that? That is how it's going to be layered. Those are the layers from the rolling, from the folding, rather, from the folding. You see the layers. So that is one. And I have to be very fast because I'm using 2 pans, and normally they go really fast. Yeah, so before I burn any chapati, I have to give my best. And yeah, but I've been doing this long enough, and I love doing this. It's something that nobody can explain it. I mean, chapatis, oh wow, with some beans, some coconut beans. I'm gonna make that next time the whole menu and set it, and then you can see what I mean by chapati and beans. Yeah. So, guys, I'm not an expert. I cannot make it so round. But hey, man, this is okay. I mean, it must not be very round. So, once it bubbles up a little bit, you see it, and then I turn and I see that it's kind of ready. I turn it to the other side. And then one thing I don't do, I don't put oil on the pan. I put oil on the chapati on top so they don't get burnt and they don't get to absorb so much oil. When you put on the pan start to burn and the chapati start to be brownish kind of, not very clean. So I put it with a brush, a silicone brush. I spread it, and then once the other side is done, I turn, give it some few minutes to cook, and then I turn it again. Then you get that brownish color. Yeah, they are going to be so yummy. And these chapatis you can eat either with chicken stew. Some people love their chapatis with vegetables. Some people eat chapatis only with beans. I mean, you can also have chapati with tea. You know the Kenyan tea or the African tea that we make, like black tea with milk and sugar for those who use sugar. I personally don't use sugar, not in a bad way or anything, but I'm just not a fan of sugar. So my chapatis are doing great and I'm loving it. They're just coming out exactly how I thought and how I expected them to. So as you can see already, the layers are forming up. From far end, you can see that there's some layers already. So let me bring you closer. You see the layers are coming, they're shaping up. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is how you know the chapati that was folded well, the chapati that was mixed well, the dough that was just, yes, guys. So I'm preparing a lot at a go because with two pans, I have to be a little bit fast. So normally, I put like 3 or 4 ready before getting there. So these are my chapatis. They are done. You can see the layers. They are amazing. My friends are around. They were testing them as we go, and they are so excited. Guys, I am happy. This is good. I'm gonna make the beans, but I do not have time to record now. Next time, I'm gonna be online and I'll make the coconut beans. And thank you so much, guys. Kindly, please subscribe for more. Thank you. Bye.